Good afternoon, welcome to the Eddie Tunick Show. Today we have a really special guest. I'm honored to have this gentleman on the show. He's a well-known actor, director, teacher, writer, producer, and his name is Ken McGregor. Mr. McGregor, thanks for being on the show today.
Welcome, Eddie. Hi.
Pleasure to meet you. Well, we got a whole list of stuff to talk about here. Actor, director, teacher, writer, producer. You've been all over the world. You've been teaching all over New Zealand, Canada, the United States. Tell us a little bit about your teaching experience. We'll start there.
Oh, well, geez, Eddie. Started a long time ago. I was in New Zealand working on the piano and was invited to an acting class. Hadn't thought about teaching. Just went to see it, some people, local people, and I went down and they asked me what I thought. And I said, okay, these are my thoughts. And they said, will you please come moderate every one of our classes? I said, sure, thank you. And started from there. And eventually I had my own theater in New Zealand. And aside from putting on productions there, used it to share what experiences I had in my life, having been an actor by then at some point for about 10, 12 years. No, I never wanted, I was asked to.
You have a lot of acting experience. You've been in a lot of TVs, films.
Yeah.
How many? I got pages here, I'm not going to read them all.
It doesn't, I don't know, I probably in my life, in my creative life, probably 400 or 500 projects by now. I don't know, I just don't really stop counting, you just keep working.
You work with some famous people, Tom Cruise, Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, well,
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, those are people who work, who managed to establish a reputation, a name. I also work with lots of people locally who are as talented as they are. They managed at some point to, it's funny, well, first of all, they work really hard, so they deserve everything that they are winning. Mm-hmm. Work really hard. I know them well, and they work really, really hard, and that's what it takes. It's a work ethic, it's a discipline. It's a profession like any other, and it needs to be treated just like a doctor or a lawyer. A doctor, lawyer, teachers, pastors. Dentists. Carpenters, sure. All work 8-10 hours a day, and these are people that do as well. That's why they succeed. They dedicate their lives. They're treated as a profession. And famous, yeah, they're famous. But I work with people. Well, I have probably 2,000-3,000 students by now. A lot of them have careers, and some of them are famous as well, and because they work. And I'm working with some people here in the Philadelphia area who are world class. They just haven't been discovered yet. One of my students, Julia Trinidad, she's one of the films she's acting in is going to be exhibited at Cannes this year. The actors that I'm working with in this play will eventually, if they work hard enough, have opportunity to be world class. But the thing is, people are people. Everyone puts the pants on the same way. That's right. Doing the work, you realize just how human everyone is. Artists are. Everyone is. And some people, you get in a big picture and it's successful, makes a lot of money, so all of a sudden you get hired, And
right.
then, if you do a few pictures and they make money, you keep making more money, then if it falls apart, then maybe. But if you look at it, there's a lot of great actors or unsung heroes are working all the time in theater and in independent projects. They just they have a creative life.
An important message to everybody out there is the training. This is something you really have to put the time in to get trained. I remember when I was in California 10 years ago, I met Steve McQueen's wife, Nell Adams, and we had lunch one day, and he was one of my favorite actors. And I said, your husband was so natural in front of the camera. She said, the training he went through at the actor's studio for all the years he put in to be that natural in front of the camera, which is something, people should realize if you're in this business, It takes a lot of work, a lot of devotion, a lot of training. I remember when I was in California, I was young then, and I jerked around and goofed around. I didn't take it serious. And you know, you think you have a pretty face and you're going to make it on your looks. It doesn't work that way. You get in front of that camera, they're looking at your talent, if you can act.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like any other profession, the cream rises to the top. You know, actors and actresses aren't necessarily all that handsome either, you know, or that
true.
You know, if you look at so many of the Academy Award winners, they win them for being ugly. Yeah, you know,
It's true.
Halle Berry and Nicole Kidman, what's Charlize Theron, you know, all of the roles that you won Academy Awards for, they, you know, weren't particularly attractive.
Now you're involved with the Philadelphia Film Festival, Media Bureau, teaching acting in Philadelphia.
I did there for a while, and I support Ben Barnett. I got to tell you, Ben Barnett is the real deal.
I interviewed him last week.
Good, and I'm glad, and I hope more people find out about him. He's the real deal. That guy is an unsung hero. He's been serving the arts for, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, I don't know how long he's at the Media Bureau. He lets anybody come through and use the facility, whether they're musicians, whether they're poets, whether they're writers, whether they're filmmakers, and he's set up, and he and his wife both, and I don't think they're making any dough over there, and that guy works tirelessly to support artists, and my words will fall short in terms of how much I respect that man, and yeah, so I'm happy to lend, well, last year I volunteered, you know, I hosted one of the venues. If Ben should call upon me, I'd be happy to help out and host it. I'm really chock full right now. I don't know. Do you know when the dates are, Bernard, when those, that is?
22nd to the 26th. We'd love to have you, June.
Which month?
Of June.
Oh yeah, I think I'm able to, then I'll have wrapped up these plays with. Let's talk about the play then. Because but me, we know about me.
Okay.
What's going on here is, and I'm glad you're here, you're in the rehearsal, and this gal, and it looks like I'm surrounded by a bevy of beauties, and it's not really a setup.
We are.
Well, they are beautiful, but it's not really a setup. I mean, it looks good. But the thing about it is they're actresses who are participating in this gig we're doing. And we're putting on these 2-1 acts at the Walking Fish Theater, staying in Haliba and Michelle Paulson's place over on Frankfurt Avenue. 2-1 acts called, one is by a celebrated writer, 83, but I mean, years old, he wrote for Disney and whatnot, Walt Dale, and he's written a terrific one-act play called Neighbors. And so these guys